Hello, this is Omar.
Hi, Omar. This is Dr. Slot from MD Live.
How you doing, sir? I didn't hear your name clearly.
Good.
You said doctors. How do you say your name?
Yeah, Schloss. Yep. And Schloss. Dr. John Schloss. And I'm a board-certified licensed physician in Florida. MD Live records the calls for quality. And just confirming your birth date, Omar, is 12/14 of 88, and I'm calling to Florida.
Yes, sir.
And how can I help you?
I've had a bad headache since yesterday. Yesterday I had a fever and a bad headache, and then today it's just a bad headache, but the headache hasn't went away since yesterday. Yesterday they sent a transportation vehicle from the Humana Medicaid Motive Care Transportation to pick me up from my doctor's appointment at the Florida State University Primary Health with Dr. George Whitten. And the driver of the vehicle and the passenger was smoking cigarettes before I got in the vehicle. And when I got in the vehicle, I started feeling feverish. I started getting a headache. And it keeps happening. They keep sending me unsanitary transportation vehicles. And I'm concerned about that. I filed a complaint about it also. But the headache, my headache hasn't went away since yesterday. And I don't know what to do. I mean, I was trying to avoid having to go to the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital again, because when I went there approximately a week ago, there was a nurse there named Nurse Christopher, and he snatched the EKG wires off of my chest very aggressively, and it made my neck whiplash, and it hurt my neck. And he also snatched the heart rate monitor wire off my right index finger, and that also hurt my neck. And I reported him, and when I was trying to report him, when I was waiting in the lobby, and I asked the nurses at the front desk what his name is, they started threatening to trespass me. But thankfully enough, I was on the phone with 911 reporting the situation, and they heard them trying to propagandize a falsified police report because I was reporting the nurse, and the 911 arrived, and they tried to falsify a police report to the officer that arrived also. But when the sergeant arrived, he didn't let them trespass me because I didn't do anything wrong. And I was just waiting for my transportation to bring me home from the emergency room. And he told them, they said they can't trespass me. I was brought to the hospital in an ambulance, and I didn't do anything wrong. I was sitting in the lobby waiting for my transportation, and I had to report a nurse assaulting me. And the nurse at the front desk told me to shut my mouth and close my lips, and she was yelling at me and being very rude and trying to intimidate me also. And they tried to also falsify a police report out of a desperate defense for the nurse that assaulted me. And the nurse assaulted me because I told the nurse that the transportation that is covered through my Humana Medicaid government health insurance requires that a nurse from the hospital calls them so they can confirm that I'm being discharged from the hospital so they can cover the transportation and bring me home. And he didn't like that, and he became aggressive and snatched the EKG wires off of my chest. And when I tried to report him, they tried to trespass me. So I'm trying to avoid having to go to the emergency room and avoid them sending me another unsanitary transportation vehicle also that might make me sick again, some similar to yesterday and several times previously. And I don't know what to do. My headache hasn't went away since yesterday.
Okay. Well, you've really been through some troubles here. I'm sorry you've gone through this.
Thank you for your concern, sir.
Right. So, where is your headache located?
My entire top of my head is throbbing. And then also I noticed yesterday when I was at my primary care physician that I was feeling pain in the back middle left side of my skull when the doctor was asking me to, when Dr. George Wooden was asking me to move my neck in certain ways so he could see where it was hurting me. And I was feeling pain in my neck also as usual, but yesterday I was feeling sharp pain in my skull in the middle of the back left side of my head. I'm concerned about that also.
Okay. Are you taking any medications right now?
No, sir.
Okay. And it sounds like you've seen quite a few doctors lately.
Well, I've been trying to, at least I've been trying to see the specialists, specifically a nutritionist, an occupational therapist, and a pain management doctor. And I also need a home health aide. I don't know what else to do other than to try to fully recover so I could at least try to graduate college and obtain my law degree and my medical degree so I can help my family. I know I need to know what healthy foods I need to eat. I know I need to go to an occupational therapist because they'll help me do the therapy and strengthen the areas that I'm going to need strengthened for the field that I'm going to be working in. And I need a pain management doctor to help me with the pain. And I need a home health aide to just help me a little bit around the house because I need to fully recover.
So you have quite a few allergies to Ativan, Haldol, Safras, Xanax, and ibuprofen. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What were you taking those medications for?
They prescribed me those medications in South Florida after I reported Officer Ronnie Rodriguez from the City of Miami Police Department, badge number 42511. Specifically, he misconducted himself while he was in a position of authority. He pushed me before his sergeant arrived, and when his sergeant arrived, specifically Sergeant Edwin Gomez, badge number 2364, I told his sergeant that he pushed me before he arrived, and when I told on him, Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511, he put me in a chokehold, and then the fifth time I struggled to say I couldn't breathe, he twisted my neck to the right on purpose, attempting to break my neck, and then he picked me up and he body slammed me on the concrete onto my left side, and then he arrested me, and then he falsified the police report and wrote that he arrested me and brought me to Jackson Memorial Hospital because I was walking into traffic, and that's a lie. And then the sergeant failed to intervene and violated his duty to intervene. And then the Jackson Memorial Hospital tried to cover up the fact that Officer Ronnie Rodriguez attempted to murder me because I told on him. And then there's one problem after the next from there. But thankfully, I had a probate hearing at the emergency room the 10th day that I was there with a judge named Honorable Judge Alvin Bellent Jr. And there were two public defenders that were there that were assigned to help me. And they proved that I was beaten up by the police.
For your schizophrenia?
Say that again?
Have you ever been diagnosed with schizophrenia?
Yeah, they tried to misdiagnose me with that out of a desperate defense for my opposing counsels. But I'm not schizophrenic, I'm not bipolar, I'm not any of those things. It's just the fact that I'm poor and I'm having to report people purposely taking advantage of me. And unfortunately, quite a few of those people have been government employees in South Florida. And they're also aware that I have clear and convincing evidence proving all of my complaints far beyond a reasonable doubt. And
Are you supposed to be taking some medicine from a doctor?
well, they prescribed me for the pain. They prescribed me some ibuprofen and some methocarbamol. But
Yes. Have a psychiatrist, though?
my primary care physician asked me to obtain talk therapy before he gives me
Mark,
before he gives me
are you thinking of hurting yourself tonight?
No. I don't ever feel like that. It's just right now I just have a really bad headache that hasn't went away since yesterday.
Yeah. Well, Art, do you have an opportunity to see your doctor tomorrow?
I could call him. I saw him yesterday, and
okay. What is the name of your doctor?
Dr. George Whidden at the Florida
George, how do you
first name George, regular spelling George. Last name Whidden.
and it's
Whiddon.
Do you have his phone number?
Yes. His phone number is says 850
850
644 1543.
So it's 850-644-1543.
Correct.
Okay. Do you feel that you need some help tonight for your pain? Because it's almost 2 in the morning where you're calling.
Yeah. My headache hasn't went away, and
okay.
I don't know what to do at this point.
All right. Well, I'd like you to call Dr. Whidden tomorrow, and I'm going to call him too to give him an update of what we've spoken about tonight, if that's all right with you.
Sure, absolutely. I reported. Yes, sir. I reported all the same thing that I reported to you to him several times. He specifically mentioned to me that he needs me. He wants me to get talk therapy before he gives me the referrals to a nutritionist, an occupational therapist, a pain management doctor, and a home health aide. So I'm trying to do what he directed me to do.
Interest, okay?
Say that again.
Up to Dr. Whidden to get you taken care of, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. And how do I spell your name?
SCHLOFF. It'll be on the record for you, okay?
Okay, thank you, doctor.
All right, you're very welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank
you.
Bye. Time now is 1:26 p.m. Today is Friday, May 31st, 2024. The duration of this audio transcript is 14 minutes and 8 seconds. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.